Hello everyone, George here again, and well, we're back with Foxy, aren't we? Well, I already see some things I don't like, so let's go to one key really quick, and I'm going to rotate this element, because as I'm looking at this, I just kind of want some fluidity in what I'm doing, and these segments here just look odd compared with there being no segment along that entire mouth area. So what I'm thinking of doing is cutting this thing in half right here and making them two separate pieces. So there's the front mouth and the back mouth. This has no purpose other than artistic or aesthetic purposes, but I'm really not enjoying not having no breaks in this bottom area and having so many breaks in that top portion. So why don't we give this a go? Right click edge, double click, right click, and let's see if we can do a detach component. Looked like that worked because the normals just got messed up. So if I go to if we click this object, right click, and go to separate, I should now have these two as separated elements. Great. I'm going to hide no, I don't need to hide anything yet. Right click, let's go to edge mode. We still have that selected. I'm just going to pull that out. I'm going to do the same thing for this element here. I just want a little bit of a gap between these two elements. And now if I hit 3 on each one, of course, because there's no geometry there, we get that very coarse and sharp cut right there. So let's hide that element, save, go back to 1, and see how we can transform this into hopefully some geometry that doesn't stink. Let's bridge that. We got a long segment of nothing going on, and I really want to we need an edge loop right there. That's what we really need. So if we're coming back around, we can see we don't have one. So let's shift right click. No one's going to see this mess on the other end. And let's bring this edge loop up, over, around, and into our model. Because I think this is just going to help us out. Enter, W, right click, edge, grab both edges. Let's do a bridge. Now we're going to do the same thing on the top here. G that, save. Let's do a 3 on that. Okay. Now we're going to do a display, our window outliner. I don't think I labeled the jaw with a proper name. Come on, outliner. There we go. Everything's under this. And you know what? Good luck trying to find that particular element. Let's just do display, show all, and it's going to be easier for us to hide all of the other elements first. Hand, go away. It's a horrible hand, by the way. Hand, go away, save. And now we've got that disjoint between these two, which I rather like. We're going to move the bottom in, though, I think. It's a bit sharper because it has more detail. But see that geometry right there? I'm not really enjoying that. So let's grab you and maybe pull you out. And what's happening right there? I'm confused about this. See that? It looks like it's actually open. It hasn't been fused together. So yeah, we have that. It's not that it isn't fused, it's that we have that. Well, yeah, it actually is open, isn't it? Jeez. Okay, I did not expect that to come back and bite me. So that goes up, around, and into that jawline there. Let's just center that for now. It's on the inside. No one's going to see it. I'm not terribly worried about it. I'm just going to pull this out a little bit. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're okay there. That's all right. So that goes to that. Do I have an extra vertex right there, or am I all right now? I think I'm okay. Going to 3 key now. All right, yeah. See, that's much more rounded off when we do our soften or smooth on this object. Come back over here, grab this. We want to do the same thing. I'm going to not hide things because I don't feel like getting rid of stuff. Let's go to 1. We're probably going to have the same issue again. Right click, edge mode, wrong object. There we are, edge mode. Grab, and let's do a bridge. Now we do have that extra segmented line. Let's take care of that now before it becomes a problem. Come on, you can do. Oh, come on. Yeah, you don't want to connect with the rest of these faces because you don't like them, right? So let's grab you and instead go to you, and now grab both of these verts and do a merge verts right there. Save those two. Now that we have that, we can make our cut across the entire thing just like the last element. So we clean up some of our geometry a bit. And ooh, this is teensy tiny bit nasty, isn't it? Let's see what mess I just made for myself. It is a little messy in there. I know that these are here to reinforce the structure of the lower lip, but I just feel like bringing them out a little bit. Not liking them so close to the other elements, so I'm going to bring them out. Now that we've done that, we can cap off everything going on here. Right click, edge, grab, and bridge, and do the same on the top. And we've hidden most of the defects of our model internally, which won't matter. At least I don't think it will. So hit 3 on that. 3, please. Thank you. And now we at least have a separation that kind of falls in line with this one, and it kind of sweeps down. This one, we don't have that separation, but I'm a little less concerned about that one. I just needed some sort of a break between the models themselves and what's going on everywhere else. I am going to tweak ever so slightly, though. And once again, this is all about what you like and what you think looks good. I don't like what I'm seeing, so I'm changing it. Okay. Yeah, it's coming along a little bit better. I almost feel like the nose can come back a bit now. Maybe even this entire portion of the nose can go back. And yes, we can use soft select if we want to. Soft select, let's change this to 0.2 maybe, something very low. And just pull the whole thing back. I want to make that even lower, 0.1. And just tweak it a little bit. Maybe this front bit forward. Okay. Alright, so like I promised, we should probably jump on the teeth and not make little tiny artistic decisions that don't ultimately matter for the form of the entire thing. Although I do like that. That also gives me a nice seam right here. I feel like it adds to the overall creepiness. I'm probably going to extend this seam into the jaw. So why don't we just do that? Yay! I once again am not doing what I said I was going to do. 1 and 1 key, please. Thank you. Let us just grab this element and move that back and in. Shift right click and do a detach on those. Grab the whole thing, right click and do a separate. So now I've got those 2 separate areas. Right click, go to edge mode. Grab that and just pull it forward. Grab this one, edge mode, and pull it forward as well. Now that we have that, we need to, of course, repair things again, and knowing me, it's not good, and I'm going to have to screw everything up. That can go to there if we wanted to, but that leaves a hell of a lot of nothingness going on in the inside of this mouth, specifically right here. So why don't we do a shift right click, and let's just add an edge loop or 2. We could do the whole flow thing. I'm really not caring about that right now. We're just going to do some edge loops. So F8. I wish insert edge loop also came up under the component mode, because that's actually when I'm usually using it. You, sir, need to be connected to you. So let's bridge those 2 elements, and then this element and that element need to be bridged. And I think we're going to get away. We got a little bit of a triangle there, but it's okay. It's all right. It's not going to really cause any problems. Mesh tools, append to poly, and fill you on in. Great. Save, and let's hit 3 on that. It's refined the shape tremendously. We're going to have to go in there now and make that a little less. We're probably going to need to do something along these lines, so why don't we just do it now and see what happens. Go on to this guy. We're going to have to do the same stuff, probably insert 2 edge loops right here and there. So let's do that really quick. Edge loop, and these are going to actually be a problem. Because I don't have an open segment in the back, they're going to be carried around all the way to everything else. And I'm going to tuck this detail away inside this head. We're going to do a multi-cut from this to here, to there, to there, and then to this. Yeah. And we're going to do G again, and we're going to G again, please. There we are. We're going to do the same thing, but, you know, just to be equal, we're going to go off to either side instead. And now we should be able to collapse these. Bridge, please. Thank you. You and you get G'd together. You and you get G'd together. And I probably should, you know, I probably should build this going this way and out, right? Because if you think about it, that's probably where you're going to see first. So the triangle can be on the inside. We could add another loop if we want to. It's up to you. Let's just go to Mesh Tools, Append to Poly, and crease that thing on out. Save it, hit 3 on the keyboard, take a look at what we got, and now we've got that same sort of break, although I do need to modify it because that other insert edge loop is thickening things on this end, which is what I kind of want on that area as well. All right, a ridiculous detail that probably was unnecessary, but one that I aesthetically like. I like the transition going now from here to here. The bottom teeth, right? We got to finish those bottom teeth. So let's jump into that. Hide the tongue. That's not what I wanted. Hide the tongue. Hide that. Let's get rid of the top of the head as well. All that stuff's going to mess me up. And let's duplicate the top. Move that down and reshape it to fit inside of this mouth. There we are, somewhere in there. Actually, let's get rid of a lot of the top so I can see what's going on. I do want to keep the other part of the mouth though, so I get an idea of how these two pieces are going to bite down on each other. Actually, that fits in pretty well. So let's just maybe push you out a little bit. You there, and if we wanted to, we could split this into 2 plates to kind of go with that seam now, although in a way keeping that as a solid piece might be interesting. I'm actually going to move this up. I want this to follow the jaw line. I'm going to take you and move you. What am I going to do? What can we do with you? What can I get away with? Maybe in, maybe you over a little bit, something along that. Yeah, okay. And then you, I want to be right there. And this bit, let's tweak you, make you work for me. There we are. I like it. Okay. Right, obviously, we're going to have to recenter things when we get to it. I should probably do that now so I'm not freaking out about how much has changed the topology of my mesh. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, and all of you need to come down because you need to be inside this. Just let's mess with this a little bit. Okay, I like that. We'll go with it. That gives me a nice surface to work with. So easiest thing, of course, is to take all the teeth up here, group them, flip them around, and put them back on the bottom. Or we could try to just do a simple mirror. Would that work? Can we grab all these guys? And will Maya let me do that? I actually don't know. Shift right click. Let's combine you. Now let's go shift right click and mirror. And we will do all of that good stuff. I will hit mirror now. And now you have to be part of the same group. And I can now begin tweaking things to make them work with how I want them to work. Shift, modify, center the pivot, bring it on up. Okay. And let's just start. Actually, now I'm going to get rid of. I'll get rid of the outside of that. I still need those teeth, but these are going to be inset a bit inwards compared to the other teeth. Like that. Okay, so let's start with that and see what happens. Shading, X-ray, and yeah, you. Let's go to shift right click and separate now. That's probably going to separate them a lot more than I want it to. I really only need that outer fold, so let's work with that. So let's start grabbing some things. Shift right click, combine. Move you on up. That'll have to be rotated. Grab you, ungrab all of you, and you, shift and combine. Move you up, and let's just keep following suit. Same thing. G, 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 and down. You and down. You and down, and you too. Not you. Nope. G, whoops, not hide. G, thank you. Nope. G. Alright, so let's see what we're dealing with now. Turn off that X-ray stuff. And this one is going to need to be a lot smaller than the top one. But then again, all of them are going to need to be smaller than the top ones. Let's put you there. You somewhere there. You in there. But I'm actually going to probably want to do this for these bottom ones. Something like that. I don't know why, but for me right now, that looks better than what I was dealing with a second ago, so I'm going to go with it. Okay. And rotate you a bit. Just trying to follow what's going on below. These can actually get a lot wider if we wanted them to. I don't think there's a need for it really, so I'm going to keep them where they are. I'm going to rotate these guys a lot. Actually, that last tooth is going to disappear. There's no need for that. That's just messing things up. So move that in and up, I think. Yeah, like that. Back and in and up. Just enough to be in there. Rotate these once again to just line them up with how the teeth are going along this jawline. Okay, so there we go. There's a bottom of Foxy's jaw. Let's go ahead, display, show all, and see what's going on with that now. So there we got the bottom. Once again, ignore the giant tubby pug body that we still need to modify to be Foxy friendly. Let's go ahead and not that. There we are. Hide all that. I think it's about time for us to consider duplicating this over. Oh, the tongue. The tongue is going to be a lot longer. I don't know why, but to me, Foxy's tongue should be super long, super creepy, and generally a gross thing. So let's just do this. Yeah, those are going to need to be fixed. That's fine. We'll deal with it later. Just in and inwards and back and save. And fill that in. Fill the whole backside in with nasty Foxy tongue. And actually the center, or maybe not the center, but I feel like I need another edge loop to round this out better. So let's go ahead and insert one somewhere around here. Although let's turn on insert with edge flow and see if that's going to perk it up a bit. Not really, but we can just DV that down there, maybe V it up a bit, or D it up, or insert it up a bit, as I should be saying, because saying the other thing is probably a little bit, could have connotations. I'm going to move this in and out. You too. Let's move you up. I like that. All right. Okay. You know what? I think we're ready finally to duplicate this face off to the other side and see what this whole thing looks like. So that's going to be the next video. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, give me a like. If you didn't, tell me why, because probably it's boring Maya modeling. Either way, I'll see you next time. Have a great night. So long, bye.